Hey guys, here I am, I'm back. So, we've got another one of these cool holiday time gift sets. You guys seem to really enjoy these, and I seem to really enjoy the things that you guys really enjoy. So, we're going to take a look at one by Mossy Oak, and I'm going to tell you up front, I'm not a big fan of this. I don't have great expectations for what's in this box, but I think that a lot of you guys might really like this. I've had it for a few days now, so I took the opportunity to do a little bit of research about what's in here. I'm not impressed just by the numbers. I don't know specifically what steel they're made of, but I've looked at a lot of similar Mossy Oak products, and we'll talk about it as we go. But another three-piece set from Walmart. Walmart seems to have all the really good multi-sets like this. This one, another one that is just shy of $20, $19.87. For that, you get 3 fixed blade knives. You can see that right here, the way I've got it. So we'll tear into this package. We'll take a look at them, put them through their paces, and we'll talk about what makes me have my reservations going into this as we go. So this box has your 3 knives, comes with sheaths, which is cool. I like that it has a lifetime warranty for the knives, and sheaths come with a 5-year warranty. I love it when a company stands by its product. Now, I don't know exactly what the lifetime warranty covers. Oh, opening the box, all the sheaths are on the bottom. Just gotta be careful, especially since I'm outside and it's kind of wet and muddy out here. Interesting smell. So, a nice little, fake velvety plastic thing that all the knives are in. So we'll start with this little guy. Is there anything in this? No. I don't know what this bag is for. Okay. Alright, cool. So starting off, they feel incredibly light, which leads me to believe these are not full tang at all. They're not advertised as full tang or anything, so I don't know, but they are really, really light knives, as knives go. So they say leather wrapped, and I think that that's a little bit of a misnomer. So I think these are, they're leather rings that they put around whatever's in here. Now they could be full tang, but I doubt it. It looks like we've got, I don't want to take a Dremel to it and destroy one to see what's in it. I'm willing to say, and I'll check with a magnet, I'll put text in, aluminum bolsters and pommels, and I'm not sure exactly what's in the middle there, but leather rings compressed there, and then this is way too light. All these are way too light to be full tang knives. This little guy fell out of the box, so here is your lifetime warranty. You have to register. It covers defects in material and workmanship, but does not cover abuse or improper use. Okay. So I think we'll go, in order that I took them out, and we'll start small to big. So there's not a lot of information available about these online. I didn't find them available at very many places. I think Walmart is the primary place that you're going to find these things. Comparing these to other Mossy Oak products, I found that most Mossy Oak fixed blade knives are made out of 3CR13 steel, which is really not very good steel. Now, you could debate this with some people. That's M-Tech quality steel. That's what their knives are made of. So let me do a quick little primer right here. 3CR13 is pretty much, it's a Chinese equivalent to 420J2. And that's not molecule for molecule equivalent, but that's the nearest American equivalent to it. 420J2 is really corrosion resistant. It's excellent in terms of its stainless qualities. It's a really soft steel, though, even when heat treated properly. It's a process to heat treat it properly. It doesn't get really high on the Rockwell hardness scale, and its edge retention is crappy. It's crappy. However, because it's very soft, it's not likely that you're going to snap the blade. However, chipping blades is not uncommon. And again, you can put a really nice razor's edge on it very easily. but it's not going to hold that edge very much. And if you're not very good at sharpening or you're new to sharpening, it's very easy to take a whole lot of metal off that blade and mess it up because it's such an easy to work with steel. I've read a lot of sources that say it was never intended to be a blade steel. It's very easy to machine because it's a very soft steel. It's a very mild steel. Steels that are very easy to machine and work with don't necessarily make good blades because they don't have that retention factor. So I'm going into that knowing that these things might not make great long-term use blades. That being said, if you are an avid outdoorsman and you don't have a problem maintaining your edge, going back to the corrosion resistance, well, if you know you're going to be out in the woods and you're going to do a lot of hunting and stuff, and these things are going to be wet and they're going to be bloody, and you're more worried about having a knife that you might not necessarily want to have to worry about rust and all that stuff, and you don't care about, you know, honing the edge in between uses, well, maybe that is a good thing for you, because 3CR13 is really cheap for the manufacturer, and most knives that are made of it are very inexpensive. So anyway, pros and cons, guys. There's always pros and cons to every steel, but in general, especially for people starting out, it's not a great steel, because if you don't really know how to maintain it, it doesn't hold its edge very well at all, and a dull knife can actually be very dangerous to somebody using it. Okay, end of the spiel. So let's take a look at this. Now, I think it's got a nice look to it as is, but I think that if you took just a little bit of time to really polish this up, it could look really, really nice too. Like if you're going to present it to somebody as a present, just a little bit of buffing would make this thing sparkle. I mean, it would look really, really nice. So again, really, really light. Not a big fan of this one just because it's so small, and in my hands, you know, it sort of disappears. But the choil there is actually, even for my fingers, if I were to just lay my finger fully in there, I'd actually cut it a little bit right there. Now, if you're going to use this, you know, this is a hunting set as they sell it. So if you wanted to, this being, you know, that 3CR13, we're assuming, just by the size and the weight of this, you probably could, if you wanted to use this for skinning or game processing, get excellent control of that tip once you put the tip back on, and do some very fine work with that, and whatever kind of, you know, kind of in the field stuff you wanted to do, if you're inclined to do that. Now, because it's so small and so light, if you wanted to just carry this as a small little knife, I mean, I always say something like this would be a little backup blade. I'm sure there are people that would carry something this size just as their primary blade. You don't need a big blade to do a lot of stuff. I prefer a larger blade just for utility purposes, but this is, you know, if this was a good quality steel and you could count on it, you could get a lot done with something like this. The jimping up here is actually pretty effective. You can really dig into that and get yourself a good grip. This is very slick. There's not a lot of good grip there. So in order to really get a good grip in any kind of field situation, you really need to use that choil and use that jimping to make sure you had a really solid, firm grip on this knife. I love the smell of this nylon. But so we've got one belt loop to put it on there. I really like that you've got a nice, can this come out? No, it doesn't. But a nice heavy polymer insert into your sheath to hold the shape and to hold the knife in. So even with the sheath, it's still incredibly light, and that sheath holds that knife very securely in there. It's not going anywhere at all. I could do without the branding on it, but I mean, that's as easy as a Sharpie to get rid of if you wanted to. Nice. Got a little bit of rubbing on the blade there, but I'll go away over time, break in a little bit. So let's, you know, we'll test all the edges at the end as we go. Number 2, we're going to look at our gut hook blade next. This one has a bit more of a a balanced feel to it, more so than the others. I really like the feel of the handle on this one. I feel like this is a great size for big hands, for my hands. The choil, size a lot better to get a real good grip there. The jimping here, actually, so it's a little bit, you know, the blade's bigger, so they made it bigger. I think this is the perfect size, grip-wise. This is just a little bit big. My thumb actually slips a little bit because there's just so much space there. These little ones, my thumb just grips better, but still, you know, effective, you know, functional jimping there for whatever purposes. The hollow grind here is pretty nice. This blade is a lot stiffer than the smaller one, or the other one I looked at, actually, rather. I was looking at this one when it had a little bit of a spring to it. This one's got a little bit of give to it. This one's quite a bit stiffer. It actually does have a very good feel to it. Still a little bit slick, but in turn, like I said, weight and balance, it does feel really good. Now, I didn't talk about this with the small one, but this pommel, I don't think, it just doesn't feel like it would have the strength to do a lot with, and I don't think that's its intent either. Plus, like I said, you don't have that, you don't have a lot of good grippiness on that handle to really hold it firm. Some real beautiful texturing in the leather, though, in the rings on the handle. Curious to see how sharp the gut hook area actually is, but I love the blade shape itself. I feel like utility-wise, this would be a really nice blade to use. I feel like size-wise, for, you know, out in the field, steel notwithstanding, this would be a really nice blade for just getting stuff done. Actually, it feels really good. And, you know, when it came to the contouring of the handle, it's just an excellent shape, indexing the blade where it needs to go. I actually really do. I like the feel of this one. I like the aesthetics of this one. I hope it still matches up. And, you know, if this was made out of kind of premium materials, I could see myself paying a lot of money for this design in a really good steel, too. So let's see. I think the sheaths for the other two are pretty much identical. I don't see anything that really differentiates them, so... yeah, they are the exact same sheath for the other two. So the sheath here, just like the other one, nice, secure insert there. Kind of a heavy gauge polymer. I like that. The knife actually fits pretty well and fairly secure just in the insert alone, even without being strapped down. But you have your two straps again. Hold them in with your single belt loop. That's like my one complaint about these sheaths. Now, they're hunting knives. They're not tactical knives, so they're not going to have all sorts of fancy ways to strap them on. And with a little bit of sewing skill, you could modify them to do whatever you wanted. But the straps, easy to disengage, but they hold the knives secure. I really do kind of like this one. Yeah. Curious to see how it stands up once we get going. So, number 2. And then finally, our drop point. I am not happy with the weight and balance on this one at all. It feels like it's going to fly away out of my hand, and it feels misbalanced completely. It feels very front heavy. I can't put it into words. It just doesn't feel right at all. This feels like it has an excellent balance. The handle on this is just a little bit too narrow. This has more of your traditional hunting knife type shape, but it just, I don't know, I feel like, especially not having a real good, firm, grippy surface, it needs to have that good balance to really feel right in your hand, and it doesn't have that. It's lacking that a little bit. But you got the same jimping as the gut hook blade, same nice big choil to get your finger in. So you can get a good secure grip on it. Nice long straight cutting surface for all of your cutting tasks. Great fine point there for what you need to do. Something feels a little bit off. And again, it's that slickness of it all. What I'm actually really considering, even though nothing's perfect, but even though they have a really nice look, I'm considering taking maybe a matte finish, maybe something that adds a little texture in the shop, like a Cerakote, and doing the bolsters in that, so that you have a little bit of a grippier surface. Just something to hold on to there. 'Cause, I mean, look how it just, it spins so easy in your hand. It really, I think, they need a little bit more of a grippiness to it. We also have some top coats in the shop that we can put on that will aid, something called soft touch, which I cannot possibly explain it to you without letting you feel it. There's no way to do that, but would aid in giving you a better feel. But it's something that's off about this. Now, if you want to use this to chop, maybe that front heavy feel is a little advantageous, but with the kind of steel we're dealing with, I don't know if you'd want to. And again, that's an assumption based on all the other Mossy oak knives I've seen, the kind of steel we're dealing with, but that's what I feel. So these being hunting knives, and people likely to be in outdoor environments when they're hunting, I want to get a good gloved grip on some of these. And so this has a nice wide handle. I actually feel a lot better about the grip with a glove in my hand, on my hand anyway, using this. These aren't exactly hunting gloves. These are just nice warm gloves to wear, in winter. But this actually is very comfortable to wear with gloves. I don't feel like I'm losing anything of the knife. When I get to the little one, I'm sure it's going to feel like it just disappears. But I could comfortably, use this for whatever tasks with the glove and feel like I still have good control of the knife while doing it. Same thing here. I still love this one. This one has the best weight and balance, like I said. Choil, yeah, I'd be afraid I'd cut the glove open a little bit there, but still, gloved hand, easy to grip, easy to use. This little guy, I don't know about this little guy. Just a very awkward little size for me and my hands, personally. But let's go ahead and let's get to some cutting. Well, it's not bad for what I was expecting. I had to open my mouth, didn't I? Oh, Ethan. There we go. You find just the right angle and just the right sweet spot. Now again, I said, this steel coming out straight out of the box, not very impressive. It would take all of a couple seconds, with a stone, with this steel to make this thing razor sharp. Well, this is a horse of a different color. This is easily my favorite blade. This one feels like it was born to cut. I'm really impressed with the gut hook. I really do like that one. And then this one again, it cuts very easily. Well, maybe not. It had that first one really well, and then I don't know what's up with these. There's something right around there that's not enjoying the cutting. Yeah. So anyway, the gut hook so far is really the champ of all of these. Now, I'll say it again. I just said it, but I'll say it again. The nature of this steel means that with even a basic whetstone, even a pocket whetstone, you can probably hone these edges to razor sharpness in a minimal amount of time. It's just how well are they going to hold those edges. I kind of don't even want to do a pull-through test on this guy. I just don't feel like it's going to do very well at all, but yeah. we'll just go straight to the slice. Even the slice felt like it took way too much effort. That's not so bad. I feel like I said, we'll give this guy a little attention on a stone, and he'll be rocking and rolling. I mean, that's a pretty clean cut, looking at it there. Ready? Alright, so this didn't even pull through very well. And I was surprised, because this has been my champ so far, and I really liked it. But let's do the slice. The slice felt like a little bit of resistance, more so than I was expecting, actually. But overall, still pretty good. And I think this one has the leverage to just chop its way. Alright, so I did the pull through and I smacked the camera, and I hope that clip survived. Let's do it one more time. Yeah, the gut hook is very nice on this one, and you can slice away and give it a chop and just push your way through. I really like this blade. This blade is champ. So far I'm a big fan of this one. Finally, we got this guy. And let's see, we gonna pull through? Not very easily anyway, but slicing's pretty good. Slice is pretty easy. Oops. Well, that was my fault. Yeah, it slices well. Does it chop? Oh. Yeah, it chops. I feel a rattle in there. That is absolutely not a full tang. I mean, we just settled that. I don't know how I feel about this one now. Not cool. Given that these are hunting knives, knives you would take out into the field with you, you know, how are they at other tasks? Yeah. And how is this going to affect the cutting edge of the blade? I know we're doing minimal work, but with this steel that I'm thinking it is, I don't know if you can hear the metallic rattle of this one. I feel like we really unseated something just by doing that little bit of chopping. And I can feel, I don't know if it's going to come out in camera, the bolster here is loose. And I feel the blade. Yeah, not great sign at all. So this one, you know, we'd have to pull apart. It's probably all press fit, not even glued, you know, by that feeling. I mean, it's doing it, it's cutting. It definitely needs a little bit of refining right out of the package. This little guy, well, the closer hold to the blade does give you a little bit better leverage here, and we're able to get through the wood, but I just want to see if we're going to have the same bolster problem with this one. Now, of course, it could just be a one-off with that knife. No, this one's solid. Less than $20 for 3 knives that look nice. They've got a good outdoors look to them. You know, whether you want to spend the money on them is up to you. I'm just showing you my opinions and what, you know, these very basic tests. Imagine if we did a full hard use test on this stuff. So, what do you guys think of these knives? Would you spend the money on them? Would you like to see some of these in the giveaway? Because I think you're going to. So I'm not sure if this video is going to be up before or after Christmas. So I don't know if I should wish everybody a Merry Christmas now, or say I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas, but either or, whatever it happens to be. So I'm not sure if this video is going to be up and posted before Christmas or just after. So I don't know if I should wish everybody a very Merry Christmas or say I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas, but you know, either or, whatever it happens to be. I've got another set I want to do as well from Kershaw. But I'm going to clean up all these little scraps now and go inside and warm up my little fingers. You guys are all totally awesome, as always. I do appreciate every single one of you. And I'll be back again real soon.